very easy for you. I don't know if it feels that way, but to me it sounds very easy when you play it. And so that makes me feel very comfortable. So I think you should keep everything you do here is fantastic. My main thing would be that, let me start with a question. Okay, I'm glad you picked Kreisler. We both have good taste. We know what we're doing. Have you listened to some of Kreisler's playing? No, okay, that's homework for you tonight. Have many of us heard Kreisler play in general? Some, maybe. For me, when you listen, you have maybe your own opinion. The thing to me that comes through with Kreisler, he's got this big mustache, he's got this very charming kind of beauty to his playing, but it's really in his sound to me that it comes through most obviously. You can just recognize his sound right away. Yeah, and what I'd love to do is move in the next 15 minutes. I think you could find much more variety and charm in the sound. It's in two ways. It's both in the sound and in the timing. Yeah, how we use flexibility in phrasing and taking time and giving time and taking it back, and in the sound in general. It's played incredibly well, but there are moments I'd love for more kind of exploratory, daring type of playing. Yeah, we're gonna get outside of your fantastic violin playing and get more into the crazy sphere of whatever it means to play beautifully, yeah? You play really, really well. I wanna go beyond just playing well, yeah? So, for example, the very beginning, it's very easy for me to say have more variety, yeah? But I'll point out some details, maybe that will influence the way you'll play. If you could maybe, Jeannie, would you mind playing just the first 8, 10, maybe 12 bars, and let's just listen to what's happening, yeah? There are changes we'll go through in the details. The reason I would love for you to react more to these things is that not every bar is created equal. Yeah, that yes, I agree there. You don't have to react in the exact same way. Yeah, some could be different, but not everyone is exactly the same, yeah? For the very beginning, why don't you start again? One technical thing. If you play a little flatter with the wood, yes, you'll get a fuller sound, then you'll have more to play with. Yeah? For the beginning? Really good. As you get to the tip, I wouldn't, make sure you don't slide. It's a slight push rather than this way. It'll keep the intensity through. Slightly, yeah? All the way to the tip when you sustain. Slight difference in the quality of the sound. Yeah, there's a kind of body to it. Let me throw in one more thing. When we talk about timing, I mentioned earlier, yeah, the sound, you do wonderful things. I know he writes accents on every note, yeah? But accents to me can be both rhythmic things, they can also be melodic. Yeah, you do something really nice here. You make it more singing. I'd love if you can use this throughout. Yeah, that maybe it. so that not each quarter gets the same kind of vertical impact, if that makes sense. Yeah, so keep this kind of, what you're doing with the sound is great, yeah? That you don't get too, so when you go up, you have more room to make a color change. Yeah, from the beginning. Beautiful. It's really nice. I would still maybe even these could be more singing. Yeah, some can be slightly more stated, some can be more sung. Yeah, that some the accents can be more varied, I think, in what you do. Let's continue though. From here. The character changes, you think, from the very beginning to now where we just got to? What's the feeling? Anything? What's different about the two sections, you think?
I think in the first section it was more like angry.
Okay.
And like more emotional, but in the second section it becomes more soft. It softens a little bit more.
Softens it. I agree. Maybe can I add to that? In the sound, maybe there's something less certain about it. Could that be something we add? We're here, but it's in both in the sound and the timing. I'd love if you could find something more exploratory. Maybe we're a bit lost, and even harmonically, it's a bit. We go to places you wouldn't expect, yeah? To me, it sounds a bit like you know where you're heading and we'll follow the way, yeah? But I want you to take us in a way, and it's in the sound and the timing, yeah? That there's something flexible about it, yeah? Right from there? Now we're getting into personal taste, if I may. To me, there's a tension to this one. I wouldn't give this one a. That's a surprise to me. Yeah, so I would continue. I would stay in this. And when you arrive, there's something tense, perhaps, about where we get to. Yeah? One more time. you get to, and then from here you go forward in terms of intensity. This is our rival, yeah? To me, where we got, there could be a kind of mystery, maybe, that then it gives us room. And now we arrive. Yeah, there's, again, in the sound, to me, it's a little too confident. You seem very confident, which is awesome. But maybe be less confident, or make it seem like you're less confident here. Yeah? Let's go again from maybe the second. Keep going, great. Maybe let's try this experiment. Try again from the return, and can you play it as if there are no accents at all? I just want to see how, and really surprise us. Yeah, take a risk on a harmony, on a phrase. You can maybe drop, you can come up. Try to really react and have Jeannie react to you. Yeah, rather than you're just reacting to what's happening, but you really take initiative. So let's forget the accents for now, because I want you to hear them horizontally, rather than. How they relate to the next, yeah? But take a risk, yeah? Be free to, there's no, we'll react if we don't like it, okay? I'm just kidding, we won't do that. Huh? This way. I understand there are accents, of course, that each, I think he wants something, stately about some of it. But I'd love if you could, maybe in your practice, try experimenting with not over-reading to those and more focusing on how things connect, yeah? And then I mentioned tiny thing, when you get into louder, make sure when you catch that you're really flat and then there's a slight release. There's a little, if I'm being super technical, so that the start of it sustains and there's a slight release in the sound, if that makes sense. Yeah. You'll get a slightly more focused sound. If at the front, there's a slight punch, and then there's a release to the sound. Yeah? There's a slight, you lose a slight bit of contact as you travel, a little bit. I think it's partly a matter of the hair and releasing in the sound. Yeah? But let's keep going. Here, for example, it could be more playful. Yeah? It's a tiny detail. When we want to play soft, our instinct is to use less bow. I would do the opposite. Yeah, that when we play soft, I would actually use more bow. So rather than but now if you want, if you do which I like, I would actually use a little less to get into the string. The same way. Yeah. It feels a little careful. I think this could be more sparkling. Yeah. So the last thing we'll try is try reversing it. So when it's soft, give us much more bow. Fly off the string, and when you're into it, try to really sink your teeth into the string if you can. Yeah. The slight thing is, how to describe this? What's going to happen is if you can practice using slightly bigger muscles, opening up, and then it's in the fingers will give you the, rather than moving this way, you'll use these for those. You're at the tip. Yeah, that you could, I would slightly open up the muscles and then really activate these for the articulation. Obviously, this is not going to be very helpful. Yeah, so in summary, I'd love to keep pushing you to explore more in what you're hearing in the sound, both in the piano part and in your own. Yeah, listen to Kreisler. Definitely listen to Kreisler. You'll get inspired by, maybe you'll get a sense of maybe what I'm saying, and really take a close look at what's happening in your part and around it. Yeah, and make sure that you can find as much life in the sound as possible because you already play so well. Yeah, bravo.
Thank you.